Hi guys, and welcome to Nick's Home Renovation. In this video I'm going to let you guys know how much I paid for this 13 metre by 6 metre loft extension, and hopefully help you guys if you're planning an extension, specifically a loft extension in 2022. I want to go through all of my costs, what I paid the builder and then what I paid each tradesman, and hopefully I help you guys out for your own project. First of all, I'll take you on a little tour. So this loft used to be very, very small, and we created this stairway here at the back of what was the old living room that came up to create this nice space to come up here for an ensuite with a bath, loo, sink, towel around here. Very awkward angles in this loft extension. And then we created this lovely long bedroom with a built-in wardrobe and this Juliet balcony heading out towards the garden, which is looking nice on a nice summer day like this. So as most of you guys know, I do project manage renovations for a living, so I actually just received a quote on this just for the builder's quote only. So just the structural work to build the loft extension and some 2 extensions downstairs. I did that because I've got a team of guys who I've used for 10 plus years. They're 10 out of 10, always use them and everything. So that's plastering, carpentry, a plumber. I do the electrics myself as I'm an electrician. So I received a quote for this loft extension of 37,200 plus VAT. So in and around the 45,000 mark for the loft extension. So that includes the groundwork, which doesn't really apply because that's more to do with the downstairs extension on this point, but is covered by this as well. Block work, removing the old roof on the house, new floor joists, roof carpentry, chipboard flooring, stud walls, which is lots of stud walls up here. Steel work, which again is included in the downstairs extension as well, but steel work is always a massive expenditure. Form the opening for the Juliet balcony, and we have 4 Velux windows up here. 1, 2, 3, and then 1 in the bathroom. So form the opening for that. Concrete roof tiles for the main roof. So we try to use as many as we can of the existing roof, because we like to try and reuse as much as we can on these properties. Felt and batten the loft room, fascias and soffits and guttering. That included the staircase, which was a bespoke thing that they ordered in, which was really cool. Fitting the Velux windows, so I ordered and paid for them, but they fitted them. So the Velux windows weren't included, but installation was. And then the other bits were all to do with the downstairs extension. So soak away, drainage alterations, flat roof is all to do with the downstairs. But obviously that quote did include scaffolding and waste removal, which is a big job on something like this. So internal costs, a little bit trickier to work out, as we project manage the whole thing, so have costs generally for the whole bungalow. So this is around 1,700 square foot, this bungalow, and the plastering cost, for example, was 6,000 plus VAT, so around £7,200. I'd put that down to say £500 or £600 of plastering cost per room. This is a very big room, actually 2 rooms, so I'd probably have this around £1,500, £1,200 to £1,500 to cover the bathroom and out here, because you've got a lot of space, a lot of funny angles. And a lot of work for those guys, including in the internal wardrobes that we built as well. So that's one cost I'd put at around £600 per room. It didn't include plumbing works. So again, quite difficult to work out, but my plumbing costs for the whole build were around £11,000. There's not tons of plumbing up here, but obviously you've still got an ensuite, and we had to put in new drainage for the bathroom, as this bathroom didn't exist before we took it on, obviously. So I'd probably put that around the £2,000 mark for the plumber to do the radiators. There's 2 up here. and to do all the bathroom works, which was install this freestanding bath, the loo, the sink, and the towel rail. But what he had to do, the biggest job, is all hidden behind this wall, and it's just taking a new waste pipe out the side of the property to join up with the existing waste pipe and put all that in. That would have been the biggest job. So the builder's quote didn't include electrics either. So the electrics in a property like this, around 1,700 square foot, you're probably looking around £8,000 to £10,000 these days. There's so many fittings in here. We've got over 70 lights, for example, let alone sockets, probably in the 40 to 50 mark. Cat6 cables, doing all your data points. So it's a lot of points. I think electricians generally in London charge around £80 to £90 per fitting. That includes light switches, smoke alarms, fittings. So if you do 80 to £90 per fitting, that's a rough guide. So up here, really difficult to work out, but I'd say you're probably looking at around £1,500 just or to do just the loft room, but £2,000 at the most, because bathrooms can be a bit more complicated. So with all these other costs, such as the Juliet balcony, buying all the radiators, and a huge cost is what you don't see behind the wall, in the ceiling, in the floor joists, and that's insulation. The insulation on this property was around £4,000. You have to have, you've probably seen one of my other videos is how to insulate a warm loft, which is, I filmed here and I did it all myself. You've got rigid insulation in the walls, rigid insulation in the ceilings, and then you've got the other type of insulation, the wall insulation in all the floor. And it costs around £4,000. Some of them are around £60 for a 2.4 metre sheet. And that was really expensive. So if you include just the building work and the insulation, you're already at £50,000 for this. And then if you start to think about the bathroom, the carpet, everything, I'd say you're in and around the 60 to 65,000 mark for this loft extension. And that's me doing it using guys I've known for years. And I'm obviously not making my margin specifically for the building work as well. So generally, I think if you're going for a small loft extension, I think between 50,000 and 60,000, between 50,000 all in if you're not having something like a bathroom. In London, where we are based, or in the southeast, I think you do well to do something under 50,000 or 50,000. If you put something like 10,000 towards the bathroom, 5,000 towards all the fittings out here, such as the carpet, the radiators, the skirting, the electrical work, built-in wardrobes, and then if you put the loft conversion around 50,000, I think you're looking around 65,000 to 70,000 for something like this. Even Velux windows, obviously very expensive, £1,500 just on Velux windows, but really worth it. So hopefully I've helped a little. It's obviously really difficult as everyone's loft is different and the way we work is very different, having the builder just provide us with a structural quote only. But if you have any questions based on your specific build or something you're thinking of having done, if you send me the measurements and ask me some questions, I'll do my best to help. Obviously it's very geographical depending on where you live and how much things generally cost. Unfortunately, it's a really expensive time with really high costs of timber particularly and other materials, but hopefully I can help you save some money where possible. Good luck to anyone trying it themselves, and hopefully this video has been of help. Good luck.